sure of that.
But he come in with you asleep in his arms, with one arm and riding with the other.
But now
Chris did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did. I really remember that.
On December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. How did you hear about that? Do you remember?
I don't know whether we had turned over switchboard or, I don't know how we got that. It was at the switchboard then.
I was at a Sunday school picnic.
Up here,
No, it was down in the country. Where did we used to go down in the country and had a picnic? There was a ford that water ran across. Isn't that what it was called?
there was a ford. but-
Isn't that what it's called?
Well, I didn't know there was ever any picnic there.
Down there, someplace around that. Now, it wasn't at, right there, but we had to cross that someplace. A place, there was a bunch of us young kids was at it.
So then did you listen like to Roosevelt's speech the next day?
I don't remember that, but Rich was, what do you call it, drafted and went to service right away. I don't know how quick.
He was drafted
Yeah, he was
immediately? Or
Yes,
did he join
yes. No, he was drafted.
into the Army?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then he fought in the Pacific.
yeah.
What unit was he in?
Americal Division,
In the Marical?
in the worst of it.
Yeah.
And where all was he? He got malaria someplace.
Well, that's when Fuquay run onto him. He didn't even know him. I bet that's already on that thing.
That what?
I said, I suppose that's already on there.
No.
I just turned the deal.
Where was he stationed? I mean, where was he at? Some of the things, I can't remember that. I know it was in South Pacific, but that's all I can remember. Where in the South Pacific?
Guadalcanal or?
I was thinking that, and then I wasn't
He was on
sure.
Guadalcanal
I think.
and Iwo Jima.
Yeah, I think. Where was it then? No, China,
And-
fight was,
And he was on Saipan too, wasn't he?
I think he was, I don't know,
I
several
think
places.
the Marical Division.
But
did
in
go
the
to
Marical
Saipan.
Division, that's where it was.
Yeah, and that,
See, I don't remember
and
that.
those particularly those three, there were other bad ones,
Well, he's seen it, I mean.
but those three were the worst
Well-
in the Pacific.
Yeah.
He's in the service of all of them, why, he's seen the most.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got malaria.
Well,
He
yeah,
had
he had
malaria.
malaria and come on with it, or
Yeah,
And
because
what?
most of the soldiers
did.
did.
And Fuquay run onto him somewhere.
What few play?
Mars.
I remember that.
And,
He didn't know Red?
no, he didn't know him. He just looked that bad.
Because Richard was so gaunt
Yeah.
and yellow.
Oh,
Sick,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, he was sick. And he come home in,
Richard came home in 45.
Yeah,
45, I think.
yeah.
So he was through the thick of it.
He was in the
Yeah.
thick of it, yes. Clyde was over there at China, and Leonard was in China, but, then,
But this was after.
yeah,
the
that
war.
was all after that. But, Bill was in Panama all the time he was there,
But that was after.
and that was all after too.
Right.
But he was in the Navy, Bill was.
Yeah.
And all of them went to school down here at Sandford and then to Negotiation to high school. No?
Richard did, Norma did, Clyde did,
No, Rich quit. When did
Yeah.
he quit school?
up here.
Do
8th
you
grade.
remember what grade? I don't either.
He never went to high school.
No, he never went to high school.
What did he do after he quit? Went to work?
first, I
don't remember.
He worked up here in Illinois at a trucking
When you and Grandpa got married,
farmer, or,
when you and Grandpa got married, what work did Grandpa do?
haul coal with a team of horses. Worked down here at Sandford mine.
He hauled coal from the mine.
To
Well,
where?
He done it for George Bowen, when George Bowen lived up here in the field. He
Oh.
hauled coal for him, for people, just, forever around
Yeah.
here,
Because
With a team
that's
of
what-
horses.
with a team of horses, yeah.
Because that's what homes were heated
Yeah,
with
oh, yes,
around
yes,
here.
yes.
And how long did he do that?
Oh, Lord, he worked at the mine, but he worked at the mine before we was even married.
He worked in the mine.
He worked in the mine, he was,
Didn't he work?
he was a trip rider, had a mule and pulled cars of coal way out into the tipple to come up. Yeah, that's what he did.
Mother, didn't he work in the mine after I was born?
Oh, yes, he worked at Pine Ridge, and he
I
worked
thought
at
so.
Jackson Hill.
Because I can
So Dad
remember.
worked up there, and Dad worked with him.
Because I can remember him coming in and that, hat on and that light and whatever.
Face all, maybe
Black,
probably
soot, all
dirt
over.
or black or coal, yeah. But that was Jackson. Yeah.
Okay. And then he did some carpentering.
Yeah, he built a house down here on 150. I've told you where it was. I don't know whether we ever told him or not.
No.
We come by and seen him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I never thought about it.
I know it, but I didn't think
I'd like
about
to
it.
know where it is sometime. if you think
Okay.
about it.
Well, I can pretty near tell you. You know where the barns are at Sisters at St. Mary's, where the cattle barns used to be? They don't have cattle no more there. You don't remember that? Well, then let me see, go back. You remember where the pond is?
Yeah,
You know where that pond is?
Yeah.
Belongs to the Sisters.
on the west side of the road.
On the west side?
Yeah.
Then that house right there for the pond.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of up on a hill. I say 4 rooms, I'm not sure exactly, but that's what
And he built that house by
it is.
himself?
No, him and his dad.
He and his dad?
Yeah, he was carpenter too.
Do you remember what they got paid for that? How about what he got paid, like hauling coal? Do you remember
No.
that? Or in the mine?
I don't know. None of that, I don't remember.
It's too long ago.
That's been too long ago.
Yeah. And then he did carpentry work
With his dad.
for several years?
Well, his dad built this house over here and the one that was here next to it.
Oh,
But
yeah?
I don't know when that was. That was for, I know,
Was that for the were those houses built for the telephone company?
no, they wasn't built for it then. They was built for individuals.
That's a long time
Before
before we
that,
moved over
yeah.
there, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's
Or for the switchwood,
Yeah.
before it was either.
right.
And then when did you take over the switchboard?
When we moved there,
And that was in,
36. She said.
and the calls would come into the switchboard from everywhere, or?
I had them
There was a long distance line plus local lines.
Roseanne Tweedy's acre.
There was only one long distance line?
Right.
Yeah, just one.
So if that line was being used by
It
any
was
one
busy.
party, that's it?
It was busy.
Okay.
Uh,
And then how
He
many?
called from Pearl Harbor, didn't he, here? Isn't that where he was?
Mother, I don't know.
Who?
See, that would have been after I
Roseanne
left.
Tweedy's husband. They wasn't married maybe then, but I don't know, but they've called her out there at Elmer's,
That would have been after I left. And, I just don't remember that.
probably.
And when the people here in Sandford had to make a telephone call, they'd call you,
Yes. Yeah.
and then you'd connect them to whoever they wanted to talk to.
But they was all like local in the country, all
Not
around.
just, we made the connection and then ring.
Oh.
We would actually make the ring that
Well-
rang the party.
On the switchboard, I'd answer them, or whoever, and then we'd ring, and on another line, that'd be two connections.
Mm-hmm.
But to Terrell, there was only one line, and that was long distance.
So you knew all the
Gossip.
information in town, huh?
I knew it all. We know it all. We knew it all. Anybody wanted to know anything,
They called you.
they called you, and or called me, or told me, and I'd tell it too. So here we go.
Now at the same time, y'all sold milk, didn't you?
Yeah.
Grandpa milked what? How many cows? 1 or 2?
No, he didn't have cows over here. He had the cows over here. That was after we moved over here.
Well, we had cows though.
We had some
someplace.
one over here, maybe.
Because-
Had some hogs. We
Yeah,
butchered
we had chickens. Yeah, we've had
We
chickens.
butchered.
Yes.
We butchered a beef over here. Who'd help to do that? I can't answer that.
We used to butcher with Schumann's.
Well, every
That was an annual affair.
annual affair. Dad would help them, and then
They'd help
Will and
us.
Pearl would help us. That's when we still lived over there.
Yeah.
Canned her sausage and lard, made her lard, put it in jars
Made sausage into links.
or into cakes, one or the other.
Whatever. You know.
Fried them down,
Yeah.
fried
There wasn't-
tenderloin.
Right. Can it. We didn't have any other way of preserving it at that time. I
I've
remember
got
that.
some canned meat in there that I've had.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. It's perfectly good.
Oh.
It
You have
I think
meat
I
that you've
still-
canned yourself?
is. Yeah, I've canned it.
I mean,
Long time
you
ago.
still have it though.
I think I still got a can in here, and yeah, I think I still.
How much milk did you?
Oh, Lord, we
Delivered,
separated milk,
Well, we
made
had,
butter, and
we
sold
had,
it.
didn't we have a little milk route?
Yeah. Took
And-
milk.
and-
Yeah, we delivered it.
Delivered milk.
All over Sandford?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how, I don't know how far, how much.
Well, I don't
but-
know how many or where to
But
right
I don't
now.
know who did it. I did,
You put it in bottles?
bottles, quart bottles, primarily.
Cream as in
Sometimes
pints.
right. Butter,
And then they
Butter.
gave you the bottles back and
yeah.
you refilled them?
We'd
Took
took
the
it,
milk and
picked
brought
up
it back.
an
with-
empty for it,
Oh.
Delivered a quart, picked up an empty
Empty
quart.
quart. How much did you charge for that? Do you remember?
Not very much. Wasn't very much.
I can't really remember.
I don't.
I want to say one time it was 15 cents.
It wasn't much.
Can you verify or deny that?
I probably is closer to that than anything else.
15 cents a quart.
Quart.
Yeah. Or 25, maybe 25 at the most. I'm not.
Well,
Probably
might
when it
have
went
gone-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I bet you at one time it was 15.
Yeah, probably.
And I remember when we had an ice box, and we would hang a sign in the window, and whichever one was at the top was the pounds that we wanted, It had 50 here and 100 here, or 25 here and 75 here. And we would hang the one that was, you could read.
But that was over there.
Now
Well,
you're
didn't
talking,
we do it here? No.
you're talking about
There too.
pounds of ice that you
Pounds
wanted.
of ice, what did I say?
Well, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
25 pound or 30
Uh-huh.
pound.
That
And you,
would
and
fit.
you took the ice and,
Put in
No, a
this-
man would deliver it in a truck, and with tongs bring it in and put it in the top of the ice box.
in the dining
And that,
how long would that last?
till next time, but I don't know.
seems like
2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
during the summer, it was like every other day, wasn't it?
Well, it might have
Maybe
been.
3 times a
Might
week.
have been. I don't remember.
I think it's like about 3 times a week it was delivered. We had,
And then when did you get your first refrigerator, electric refrigerator? You remember? When was that?
Bill went to service.
When what?
When Bill went to service, he bought the first icebox over here, refrigerator over here.
Bill bought you a freezer, or a refrigerator rather?
Refrigerator.
Wasn't that Kelvinator?
It's out there, that's it. That's what it looks pretty.
It's been through all that.
He just bought it for you to help you out. And that was in what year?
Did we use ice all the time till then?
We had ice over there, and I don't remember any ice here, but
Well, what did we have if we didn't have ice here?
You had to have one or the other.
I know it. I was thinking that we still had ice here. Because I can vividly remember ice.
I can remember it there. And Hickman and Vermillion brought it.
I can't remember who brought it, but I can vividly remember ice. And in the winter we'd cook on a cook stove that burned coal, and also heating stove burned coal. And then in the summertime we had a kerosene stove to cook on. No bathroom.
You went outside.
We went outside. You didn't have a bathroom till you moved here in '57, did you?
It got kind of cool in the winter, didn't it?
Yes. Airish too.
Breezy.
Breezy. We lived just as long. I'm still
And just as good.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't know any better. Didn't know what we missed.
No, that ain't a flickering.